Hello, how's everyone doing today? It's a hot one here in Puglia, over 100 degrees, I guess about 41 Celsius, but it's too pretty not to be outside. I want to continue the dialogue about storytelling and talk a little bit about why it's such a problem for businesses and approaches to help with those problems. Um, our narrative, again, always seems to come from us out to the customer, and this is not going to be shocking to anyone, but if I look at most business propositions that I see in the B2B space, they center around some very big things like faster, cheaper, easier. And certainly those are big categories, those are big segments. They're so big as to be almost undifferentiated, right? If you think about it, pretty unlikely that any senior executive wakes up in the morning and says, I'm looking for something that will help me do what I do in a more expensive way, in a slower way, or a more complicated way, right? So the problem is when your messaging and your value to a customer is in these giant categories, faster, cheaper, easier, it's also in a category that's wildly undifferentiated because everybody is proposing to do things faster, cheaper, easier, better, right? And so it's very hard to break through that clutter. And you perceive you're competing against a software company that does the same thing as you, or a hardware business, or real estate company, whatever market you're in, you're perceived that you're competing with somebody else and you're trying to do that thing faster. But as a business looks at what it's trying to do, if it's trying to save money, it looks across its entire portfolio and says, where can I save the most money? And while sure, your solution may be the cheapest for the thing you do, it may not save the business the most money. And what you don't understand is you're competing with cost savings in categories you're not even in. And so as the CFO looks at where are we going to save money this year, even though you may have the best solution for this one aspect of the business, it doesn't compare to where they can save money somewhere else. And so you're off the table and you didn't even know you were in the game. That's why you need to find jobs that are specific to your solution that the customer's trying to get done and be highly relevant to those jobs. And when you find those jobs, you will find out how to talk to the customer, you'll find out the metrics, you'll find out the value the customer places on those jobs, and you'll start to differentiate. You'll start to segment yourself in an area that matters to a customer. I'll give you an example. If you're out there marketing cheaper, in a business that only cares about growth right now and where their cost structure is about where it needs to be, you're just going to lose. Because this year, they are not trying to save money. As a matter of fact, they don't even want to be distracted by saving money. They want to grow as quickly as possible. If what's important to the business is expanding market share, top line revenue growth, getting a product to market ahead of somebody else, cheaper may not be the thing. If you are selling something that is less complicated, but the business looks at it and says, yeah, you're easier, but making this easier is not going to change anything that I need to get done this year, you just lost. You need to tie your solution to the key jobs the business is trying to get done. If you're getting something done easier for them, it needs to result in them getting market share. It needs to result in them going to market quicker. It needs to result in them opening a new segment or opening a new geo market, whatever they're trying to get done. So the first thing you have to do as a business is understand the jobs your customers are trying to get done. And I would assert to you that these jobs are big and that they exist across multiple customers, even multiple verticals inside customers. And the key is understanding what those jobs are and understanding how your product or service matches up against them. It's very similar to how the folks at Stratagen do product innovation. This is more marketing and messaging innovation. How do I relate what I'm doing to what the customer wants to get done, and how do I speak in that language so I relate to them? It's very challenging, and it's something that businesses typically are not good at. Again, because we come at things from inside out rather than outside in. It's an area of particular expertise for the team here at Consentric, and it's certainly something we'd like to talk to you about. Let me know what you think. Let me know your comments, and we'll keep the dialogue going. Thanks, and have a great day.